Students, today I am making a second clip regarding the class 12 chapter solid state. Student, in earlier class I told you कि the properties of a solid do not depend only upon the type of particle, but it also depend upon the type of arrangement. And I give you example कि graphite and diamond both are made by the carbon atom. It means the constituent particles of both are same, but the properties are quite different. Now, today we are going to explain the type of solid. These are the type of solid. Solid can be categorized at the basis of constituent particle by which it formed. Generally, a solid is made up either molecule, atom, or ion. Clear? So, at the basis of these constituent particles, solids are categorized in four different forms. First, molecular solids. As it is clear from the name, those solids whose constituent particle are molecule is known as molecular solids. Now, first, this is a molecular solid, and second is ionic solid. Those solids which are made by ions. Those solids which are made by ions, and the meaning of ions is oppositely charged ion, is known as ionic solid. And third one is covalent solid. Those solids which are made by atom with the help of covalent bond is known as covalent solid. And fourth one is metallic solid, which we will discuss after this one. Now I am going to explain molecular solids. The first thing is that those solids whose constituent particle are molecule is said to be molecular solid. Students, you know well the molecules are the three types. In class 11, in chemical bonding, we categorize the molecule as non-polar molecule, polar molecule, and third is hydrogen bonded molecule. At the same basis, molecular solid categorized into three parts. One, non-polar molecular solid. Second, polar molecular solid. Third is hydrogen bonded solids. Now, differentiate at the basis of type of particles. To non-polar molecular solid, those solids whose constituent particles are non-polar molecule. Those solids whose constituent particles are non-polar molecule is said to be non-polar molecular solids. And in non-polar molecular solid, different constituent particles are held up with each other by London forces. And this London force is also known as the dispersion force. So the type of interaction in the non-polar molecular solid is London forces. And for example, solid, hydrogen, chlorine, iodine, helium, and argon. Now one question come in your mind, sir, you are saying कि non-polar molecular solid are made by the polar molecule, but these are the atom. So students, these are the atom, but you know कि molecule exists independently. As molecule exists independently, in the same way, helium and argon and other noble gases are also exist independently. That's why they are categorized as a non-polar molecular solid. Now we come at polar molecular solid. As it is clear from the name, polar molecular solid. It means polar molecule. So those solids which are made by the polar molecule are known as polar molecular solid. And in polar molecular solid, the interaction is dipole-dipole interaction. It means the force which attract the constituent particle in polar molecule is dipole-dipole interaction. And for example, that is solid HCl, SO2, NH3, etc. Clear? Actually, one more thing is there. If we can compare the melting points, because London forces are very weak, so they have low melting solids. सबसे कम melting solids होगा non-polar का. Dipole-dipole interaction is much more than the London forces. That's why their melting points become higher than the non-polar molecular solid. And now in third, that is hydrogen bonded solid. But one thing clearly decide when hydrogen is directly bonded with the fluorine, oxygen, and nitrogen, then it creates the hydrogen bonding. So those solids in which different constituent particles are held up with each other by hydrogen bond is said to be the hydrogen bonded solid. But one thing, it is not confusion, better to clear it कि NH3 is also exhibit hydrogen bonding, but solid NH3 is considered as a polar molecular solids, while in H2O, that is ice, it is considered as a hydrogen bonded solid due to its case-like structure. Clear? But now I am going to explain the ionic solids. Again, I am going to explain ionic solid clearly. But one thing, कि this is a ionic solids. Ionic solid. The first question in your mind, कि what are the ionic solid? Then you simply say कि those solid which are made by oppositely charged ion are known as ionic solid. And from class 9 you study that is a NaCl. This is a Na plus ion, Cl minus ion. These are Cl minus ion, that is Na plus ion. तो ionic solid की जो constituent particles हैं, these are the ions, and these ions are held with each other by strong electrostatic force. Which type of force are interacted between the ions of the ionic solid? That is a strong electrostatic force. Beta, the PDF which is provided by the school at the page number 4, certain questions are directly related to the ionic solids. So see carefully. One thing is there, what are the constituent particles of ionic solid? Ions. And which force interacted them? That is an electrostatic force. In solid state, ionic compound do not conduct electricity. In solid state, ionic compound do not conduct electricity because the ions present in the ionic solid are held with each other by a strong electrostatic force of attraction. That's why these ions are not free and do not conduct the electricity. But beta, when these ionic solid, like this is an ionic solid, sodium chloride, and I am taking a pure water. You know, pure water do not conduct electricity. But when this NaCl dissolve in water, then it break down into ions. And due to the presence of these ions, these solutions start to conduct the electricity, and that type of conductor is known as electrolytic conductor. It means ionic solid do not conduct electricity in solid state, but in molten state or in aqueous solution, ionic solid conduct the electricity. Because in both states, ionic solid split and produce the ions, and these ions are become the current carrying particles. So these are the ionic solid. But one more question I asked in the PDF provided by the school. You know, the ionic solid is a conductor. Ionic solid is a conductor, and note it by pausing the video. It is hard and brittle. So actually there are different type of conductors now. So one question is there. Suppose that I am giving, I am providing you a material which is conductor hard and brittle. Identify the type of solid. Then that type of solid is known as what? Ionic solid, which conduct the electricity in aqueous solution or in molten state. So NaCl, you can understand now, in solid state do not conduct electricity, but in aqueous solution or molten state it conduct the electricity. And one more thing is there, they have high melting points. And why they have the high melting points? Because ionic compounds are made by the ions, and these ions are held with each other by a strong electrostatic force of attraction. And for breaking this interaction, we require a large amount of energy. That's why ionic solid have high melting points. Clear? Now, madam, I am going to explain covalent solids. देखिए यहाँ पे next thing is there. Now I am going to explain covalent solid. Better clear now? So first thing is that what are the constituent particle of covalent solid? The constituent particle of covalent solid are atom, and these atoms are joined with each other to produce solid. And for this we take two examples. One is graphite and second is diamond. One is graphite and second is क्या बेटा? Diamond. You know कि both are made by carbon atom. Both are made by what? Carbon atom. What is the symbol of carbon? C. How many electrons are present in valence shell of carbon? 4. But one thing कि graphite and diamond both are made by the carbon atom, but both are totally different. And what we can say, in case of graphite, out of 4 electrons, only 3 electrons are involving in bonding. How many electrons are there in carbon atom? 4. When structure of graphite is done, then out of 4 electrons, only 3 electrons are involved in bonding, and 4 are remain free. And one more layer, and here also free the electrons. Due to the presence of these free electrons, graphite become a good conductor of electricity. Good conductor of electricity. And in graphite, carbon atom is sp2 hybridized. This is a 1 marks question of gold. Better clearly pause the video and note down it. Graphite and diamond both are made by the carbon. In case of graphite, out of 4 electrons, only 3 electrons are involved in bonding, and 4 electrons are remain free. And due to the presence of these 4 free electrons, graphite can conduct the electricity. And one more thing, what hybridization are present in carbon and graphite? That is the what? sp2, because there are 3 covalent bonds. And the structure of graphite is layer wise. But one another properties are there. These are the layer wise, and these layers are held with each other by weak van der Waals force. And these layers are held with each other by weak van der Waals force, due to which they can slide over each other. But this is a one layer, this is second layer, and different layer of graphite are joined with each other by a weak van der Waals force, due to which they can slide over each other. And due to the property of this, graphite are used as an additive material in different lubricating material like grease and mobile iron. Better now, in diamond, all the 4 electrons of carbon are involved in making covalent bond, and no electron is free, due to which diamond is insulated. Diamond is insulated, and carbon atom of diamond is sp3 hybridized. Because this is a very important topics, covalent solids. I am again repeating, covalent solids are made by the atom, and in these solids, these atoms are joined with each other by a covalent bond and form a giant molecule. And for explaining properly covalent solids, we are taking the 2 examples. One is graphite and second is diamond. Why we are choosing these 2 diamonds? Because we have to show that the property of a solid do not depend only upon the type of particle form, but it also depends their arrangement. So graphite and diamond both are made by the carbon atom. What is the symbol of carbon atom? C. How many electrons? 4. In case of graphite, out of 4 electrons, 3 electrons are involved in bonding and 4 are remain free, due to which it becomes a good conductor of electricity. Clear? And the structure of graphite is layer wise, and these different layers are joined with each other by a weak van der Waals force, due to which these layers can slide over each other. And due to this property, graphite are used as an additive in different type of lubricating material. But in diamond is also made by the carbon atom, but all the 4 electrons are joined with each other and lead the formation of diamond, and in diamond carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. But one topic I have, I am going to tell you here, that is a metallic solids. That is a metallic solid. Metallic solid. But there are many theories which are explaining the conductivity and resistance of a metal, but here we are taking one of them. But you know that aluminium is a metal, and metal are good conductor of electricity. The atomic number of aluminium is 13. The arrangement of electrons in different cells, that is 2, 8, 3. The outermost electron is known as valence electron, and remaining valence electron is known as core electrons. And you know that all the metal loses its valence electron and form the positive charge species with the core electrons. When a metal atom loses its valence electron, then it gives the positive charge species having core electron, and this is known as kernel. This is known as kernel. Now, you have the question of one answer, what are the constituent particles of metallic solids? Then you will say is the constituent particle of the metallic solid positively charged kernel and negatively charged electron. But now see, suppose I am taking a piece of metal. This is a piece of metal in which positively charged kernels. These are the kernels. These are the kernel, and these are the free electrons. These are the free electrons. When this piece of metal is joined by a source of electricity, then these electrons flow from one point to another and conduct the electricity. But one thing, you know resistance. What is resistance? Loss of electrical energy is known as resistance. And when loss of electrical energy take place, when two opposite charges collide with each other, then the loss of electrical energy take place. So during their motion, these negatively charged electrons collide with the kernels, and electron is negatively charged and kernel is positively charged, due to which loss of electrical energy take place, which is known as resistance. Now, one more thing is there, the resistance is directly proportional to temperature. Resistance is directly proportional to temperature. How it can be? When temperature of the metal is increases, then these electrons start vibrating, and when these electrons start vibrating, then these electrons collide with the kernel, and loss of electrical energy become much more. That's why by increasing temperature, resistance increases. And one of the example I am saying in Hindi कि हमारे मोहल्ले में जब स्टार्टिंग में लाइट आती है, हम लोग देखते हैं कि मरकरी जो होती है वो धीरे से ग्लो करती है, बट आफ्टर सम टाइम इट स्टार्ट टू ग्लो मोर. Why? Because as temperature of filament increases, these electrons start vibrating and resistance increases, and as resistance increases, then produces much more light. Students, in this video you have properly studied what are the type of solid and what are their constituents. But one question are left. You know, amorphous silicon. Amorphous silicon is used in a photovoltaic cell to convert the sunlight into electricity. And with the help of all the contents, now you go through the PDF provided by the school and make note yourself. Okay, thank you.